Welcome to another episode of Just My Baby Daddy podcast. It's your favorite baby daddy, AJ. And today we have a subject that hits very, very, very close to home to me. Seen this, I think it was on Instagram, and I seen a quote, and it said, going from family dad to single dad, that's trauma that nobody speaks about. And man, that's going to change the day. That's all I'm going to say is that's about to change the day because I got my man, Bridge Harrison, on the
Yo.
pod with me today. Bridge, you second time guest on here. So
Yeah,
appreciate you
man.
being
Thanks
here.
for inviting me back, man. I must be doing this dadding thing all right.
Yeah. Well, sadly, you on here because of this topic. Because last time you was on,
Yeah,
it was a
yeah,
completely different conversation.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And it's trauma. It definitely is trauma, man. I recently made a Facebook post about it, and nobody talks about it. I agree.
Yeah, and we're not here to talk about like separation of relationship. Like I don't care about that, right? It's more about like how do you feel when you're used to being in that house day in, day out, being like the person they wake up to in the morning when they go to sleep at night, like, putting them to bed at night, all of that all the time to just like now it's here we are at 8:55 on a Wednesday night and here we are.
Commiserating,
Hey, right,
commiserating,
right,
talking about
right,
trauma.
right. You know what I mean? Like what is on a quiet house? Like what is this? Is not this now. Granted, at this time the kids would be asleep or whatever, but I would have been putting them to sleep. But now
Yeah.
it's just so different. Like you're fresher. Well, I won't even say you're fresher into it than me because I'm real fresh into it with a real young one. But how was that transition for you just initially?
So I'm still transitioning, man. I would say that the first few nights coming home when I thought I was home alone, it was a little kind of break where she had a child who's the kind of middle child, and she was still kind of get her stuff, staying over to get her stuff out of the house when she moved out. And so I would come home thinking I was home alone and would hear her not there, and it would scare me. Like I'm not normally a person that is scared about anything. Of I can handle things, da da da. But like, I'm supposed to be home. I'm hearing things that are not supposed to
Normal.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm hearing noises that I'm not supposed to hear in my house. Like, is there someone in here? Is there a ghost? Like that. These are things that I never, ever, ever thought about, and that is something that is like wow, like I'm really how much has this breakup changed me? How much has this transition changed me that even that's something I hadn't experienced in years, if ever, happened. And so transitioning all the way through this, I'm still into it. Like days when my kids are leaving, and I have to be home by myself. I'm just trying to pack
Mm.
that time with something, trying to do something, trying to be domestic or being we were talking about that before the pod came on, and like I started washing dishes and folding clothes and doing handyman work and all of that stuff because like I gotta fill this time with something, man.
I made a post about that doing the same, and I don't like it. I mean, I do it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't like this shit. I,
No.
I, I do it, but I don't like it. And it's just, and what it is it's, I don't like the fact of, I have no problem doing it, but I don't even feel motivated to do the shit when I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I have no problem like cooking dinner or getting dinner together for me and the kids. But like honestly, when it's just me by myself, man, I don't care.
Yeah, what does it matter if it tastes good to me? Like what does it matter if I like, oh, I saw this new recipe I want to try. I'm the only person here to eat it.
Right.
Like, I'm doing stuff because I do find when I find something that I can be productive in, that's always never fails to make me feel better. So whatever it is that I can do and see a result happen very, very quickly, or, see me get better at something very, very quickly. I love those things. To like, I find myself cleaning a lot or like throwing stuff away that I should have been threw away or finding a little project or something. And I'm not handy. I hate handyman work. I hate it, hate it, hate it. But it's like well, I should have learned how to do this anyway. All right, might as well just challenge myself and figure it out now. Because what else am I going to do? Sit on the couch?
Yeah.
I hate that too, man. But I am finding more and more joy in just finding some of this stuff and just doing it and pushing through. Like, because I mean, you can't wallow. You can't just sit there and think. You gotta fill your space and your time with something. So,
Yeah. And like, but that's the thing. People think, I know it happened to me rather recently because it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot that's going on between me and my children right now. And I was out and literally I just was not having fun because my mind was just on everything that's going on with me and my kids. And my kids ain't even with me at this time. It's not my kids' week. It's not my time, but it's just heavy on my head. And like it's so weird, or not, I won't say it's weird, but the perception a lot of times is like, yo, we could just be out. We ain't got the kids. He out doing like, but not really. Like, honestly, it drives me crazy when I'm just sitting here not with my children. Cause that's all my joy. And I understand we are adults and you gotta have your own joy, your own sense of entertainment. But my real joy and pure happiness comes when just little simple stuff happens with my kids. And just not having the opportunity for that to even happen, it burns me up.
man, my kids frustrate me from when I'm with them from time to time. Like,
Hmm.
my kid, you'll still be. I never understood this phrase, man. My child's mother had two kids before we got together, and I never understood her. We'd go on vacation or do something, and she have a break, and she'd just be like, "I miss my kids." I never got it. Even after I had kids, I never got it because, like, oh, I get a break. I know I'm coming back to my kids. I know they love me there, but I get to experience this time without them. This makes me better. This fills my cup, all of this type of stuff, so I can go back and be a better dad. But like now it's like I didn't choose for my kid to be with the other parent for this time. My kids were picked up and taken away from me for 2 days. It's only 2 days, but like my kids were picked up and taken away from me. And like, what do I do now? Like, yeah, okay, go out and go to a bar and drink, like, for what? And come home $100, $200 poor? Like, for what? Or go play basketball or go do something that I never had any time to do before, but it isn't as filled with the joy of experiencing that, knowing that I'm going to come home and be able to express that joy to the people that I love the most. That's the kind of the element that's missing when you had to win yourselves. I don't miss my relationship, but like I miss having the family to come home and to like these are the people that I
Yeah.
love the most. And whether we're beefing, whether we don't like each other right now, these are the people I love the most. So to be able to come home and tell them something good or come home and let some steam off or come home and, like, or just get a hug from my kid or that person, I can't do that.
And you have a daughter as well. Like I said that before when I had my last child, I said, man, something about a hug from a little girl when you're going through everything. And it seems like you really go through it the weeks when they not there. It's like the weeks when I had my daughter, when I had my kids, it's like it's so much, so hectic. Like I don't know how I do it, right?
Yes. Yes.
But when I don't have them, it's like I don't know what I'm doing. Like I don't know what to do. It's like I'm empty. It's like I will much rather deal with the chaos than the silence that I have at home any day of the week.
So I try to what I'll tell you my story today, man. And I really actually recognize this today that like, yo, every time my kids leave, I cry every time. And it hasn't been all of that long, but like that's not healthy. I don't want to cry every time
Yeah,
my kids leave, right?
yeah,
But so I had a plan to go and do. That's why we had to move the taping back, man. I was gonna go to a little outdoor workout and go then do this and then hang with my pro fight a little bit and talk a little bit and just have a little therapy in the community and all of that stuff. And then by the time I got home, it was gonna be time to go to sleep, shower, go to sleep. Right? That would have been perfect, but today it rained and it was outdoor workout. And so that
Mhm.
canceled me going out, and doing that time that I could have spent doing that. And so instead it was time just sitting on the couch for a little while. So, I think it was healthy. Like I journaled a little bit. I started watching a new show, and I found some happiness and some joy, in that, and I'm able to break out of those spaces. But those spaces are kind of scary because you never know how you could spiral, man. Like you never know where you can go from being sad because you're ruminating on, what life isn't. Life is great. Life is great, man. Like, there's a lot of beauty in my life right now. I'm much better off in a better headspace in a lot of ways. I've accomplished a lot more. I'm, much more productive and this, that, and the other. But like I feel like every, one, two, three, four, five sad days in a row could, take me to a
Mhm.
whole nother other place where I don't want to be. So, that's
I'll tell you, like, because for me, professionally, I'm in the best place I've ever been in my life professionally. And to me, like I said, it means absolutely nothing because I don't have my children the way I would want to. Because the difference between have never been in the house and been in the house is when you know that every day matters. Because I could think of random memories from just a random Tuesday or random,
yeah.
and the fact of knowing that that opportunity is now gone away from you because the only time you can have it is if it's your time. It's
Hmm.
not it's not just a time, it's not all it's just when it's your segment of time like that, that's devastating to be honest. You know what I mean? And the goodbyes, I mean, yeah, you emotionally deal with them better. You're not gonna cry every time, but the feeling is still there. Like the feeling of, okay, they're gone. Now what do I do again? Like, I mean, eventually, I guess it wears off. But I mean, I've been out of the house for my kids for what 7 years, and it's still I don't like it. The goodbyes I do not like. I don't like it.
And I never wanted to be like today. I thought about this. My mother, when I went off to college, I was her last child. I was youngest, and she was an empty nester. Her and my father got divorced, so she was really just her by herself. So when I left and went off to college, all the way in Massachusetts from North Carolina, and she knew I was never coming home. She used to tell me all of the time, like, "I wish one day I would just walk up to the porch and you were there. Like, Mom, I'm
Mm,
home." Like, and I never ever got that. I never understood that because don't you want me to go off to college? Don't you want me to go find a life and be great and do all of these types of things? But yeah, she never really got over it. And when I would come home to visit, she would say, like, as soon as you left, I'm right on the way out with you. I'm going to someplace. I'm going to somebody's house. I'm going to some store. I'm going to do
mm,
something, and I'm going to stay gone until the night because I can't just sit at home with you gone. Like, I never understood it, but now I very, very much understand that, like, I gotta when they're out the house, it's like I'm trying to run until I can't run no more. Like, I'm trying
mhm.
to like, until it's really time for me to go to sleep and a time enough for me to be productive the next day. Until then, I'm trying to find something to do, something to occupy my time, something to occupy my mind space. Because thinking about what could have been, the life that I wanted it to be, nah, it's always bad.
Yeah, and that running and all that other stuff. And let's be honest, man. Everybody thinks especially well, I ain't just gonna say this. Certain people, if you move a certain way or used to move a certain way, I'll be honest. Like if I'm out here single, think people would probably think I'm out here just running holes. Like, and that is not it at all. Like it come after a certain time at a certain age, it's like, man, I'm not in these streets. I don't give a damn about none of these. Like I don't. Like I really
I've done
don't.
that. I've
Like
done that.
I've done a lot of it. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't I did a lot of hoeing. Like,
I was outside at one point in time,
I
I
mean,
was outside.
yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I wasn't getting paid. That's another thing. I should have valued my should have been getting paid for that shit. Anyway, that's a
Mm,
whole nother
mm,
subject.
mm.
But yeah, like it's a perception that like that growth that happens in you when you have kids, like I don't want any that other stuff that used to entertain me is not it. It is not it at all. And like, but it's so hard because once you've been in the house and now you're back out the house, they think, oh, he was in and he's out.
Now
He's
you
about to
wanna now
be
yeah,
back out.
yeah.
And it's like, nah, I can't get back out because I don't want to go back to that person that I was before.
Was just talking about this. I decided at one point in time that's not the man that I wanted to be. That was the first thing. I at one point in time decided and understood how meaningless a lot of this stuff was. Just like, dog, I've done it. I've still ended up wherever. I've wasted a lot of time. I've wasted a lot of money doing this stuff, and it didn't get me closer to anything that I really wanted out of life. Just me being
Yep.
able to say that I was outside. Like, I want some friends now. I was literally just talking about this. I want some friends now that like want to do handyman shit. The way they get away from it before I even touch that, like, and also my friend group has changed because when I was, single 5, 6 years ago, right? Like now these people have gotten in relationships. Now these people have had kids. Now these people are, concerned and can't go out and drink all night. And if you are going out and drinking all night, you're probably a problem drinker. And you need to you need to slow down. So like now your friend group has changed. You don't even have the accessibility to go outside. Getting motivated to go outside by yourself is a is something I have not conquered yet. Like really like, oh, I'm about to go to the bar and just be there. I feel like an alcoholic sitting at the bar by myself, you know, just out because I needed to be out. So that's weird to me at least. And then like I want guys that are like, yo, let's go shoot basketball or let's go to the gym or let's what you got a project at your house? I'm handy. Like let's go fix this thing at your house. Let's do something productive. And then you got to build those friends up too. You gotta find those friends because that's never how I hung out with my friends beforehand.
I got golf. Thankfully, my friends are all turned to golf with me, so we got golfing buddies. Like it
Yeah,
changes.
yeah.
It
So
changes.
you gotta, and I hate golf. I hate golf. That game is stupid.
Okay,
So I'm never gonna be like, you tried it. You hit me up like, yo,
I told
you
you.
play golf whenever you want to, man. Come over here. Dog, I tried it with you that one time, and my kids were misbehaving, and I was like, yo, I gotta go, dog. And then I probably played golf like 3 or 4 times since then, but every time I've been like, I got you on the first nine. After the first nine, I don't want to
Yeah.
do this anymore.
Yeah, I do about 9 holes, but you're so right. Like it becomes where now you really got a plan. Like when all your friends are now moved into the fact that if they are family men, it's like you used to do things where we would do things as a family. We would do a couples this or this and this, and
Yes,
now it's just like
yes,
well, I mean, me, since I've been away, I'm used to now just me and my kids rolling everywhere together. But when you
yeah.
first out and you're used to like, hey, you got kids, we all get together and like we all this and that. And then now it's like, well, am I going to invite him? Because I can't invite them both at the same time. And it's like it becomes a whole thing that you feel like it's fucking it just makes no sense. But
Took my kids to movies on the pitch on Thursday, and it's great experience. It's free, everyone at Audi Field if you're in the DC area. They play kids movies. The kids get out to run and play, and you put your blankets right on the field and chill out. It's a great event, but I'm there as a single dad and seeing there all of the couples, all of the
yeah,
families. It's just like, damn, I wish I had my person with me, like and so when I say I wish it was their mother, like, because I wanted to have the union of our family. I don't wish it was that particular woman. I wish it was the mother of my children, whoever
is
that
that yeah, I
that
know.
person was.
I get it.
And we were able to do this as a family unit. And, not being able to do it, like even having a stepmother come in there at some point in time, which someone will, and so you got to worry about how their connection is and what happens there and whether it will feel the same with a stepmother in these spaces. Like I think a lot about future love and when I'm going to introduce a woman to my kids and how those feelings are going to be and how they're going to relate to my kids who are the people that I love the most in the world. So whoever I have as a stepmom coming in, like how's that going to be? I think about that type of stuff too, man. It's just a
Yeah,
lot more
it's
that goes through
so
your mind.
it's so much. I haven't even dived the stepmom thing. I haven't even listen, man. I ain't even got nowhere. I ain't even thinking about that right now. And it's crazy because I I remember before I had my last one of the biggest regrets I always said is I regret the fact that my kids will never have mom and dad at Christmas. They will never get to the point where they get to come downstairs Christmas morning. There's mom there, there's dad there, biological mom and dad. I mean,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
then when it didn't happen that way, it just sucks. Then my ass, I did it again and threw it away. I just fucked up again. So that's why.
So here's the thing, you don't even know if it's necessarily better because mine are both with the same woman, but it's like, all right, well, in some ways I win points, but also it's like, yeah, we're never going to be ever really able to figure this out in any
Yeah.
type of any real way. And so like at least like we've got to the point where like we can't get back together. So maybe my second child's mother, maybe we could have worked it out if I'd had a second child's mother, or maybe I could go back to my first child's mother and work it out. Like, nah, this was the only one here. So that's it's a dead mission. And the holidays are coming up, right? Halloween's coming up, and Thanksgiving is coming up, and to think about doing either of them or any of them without my kids being there is a thing that I have not really processed yet. Like, damn, one of these holidays, I'm gonna have to FaceTime my kid, like kids.
And where are you going to go? Know what I mean? Like, where are you going to be? It's so, everyone tells you, oh, you can come here. Me and my family going to be here. Well,
Mhm.
nigga, I ain't your fan. I'm not,
Yes,
like
yes,
it's
yes.
it's one thing to go, especially when I mean that for your friend, like, and the invitation is always accepted, and I'm grateful for it. But it's
Absolutely.
like at certain points, it's like, man, seeing you with all your kids and all your family, this is not quite what I want. What I can deal with.
It wasn't what I had 6 months ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't like so, man, I took my kids to, my family, I took them to, London and Paris for November for around Thanksgiving, right? Yo, that may happen again with me and my kids. It may happen again with me and a stepmother, but that memory right there will never be able to be recreated with that person again because in that family dynamic again. So that's a really I don't know how I'm going to feel around the holidays, especially either of the holidays, because even doing the holiday and it won't be the same for my kids when they're just with me.
Yeah.
Either one. Yeah, like me cooking Thanksgiving dinner, isn't going to be the same as mom or the family cooking a face
Yeah.
Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner or, so it's just that's weird too. I don't know how I'm gonna
Yeah.
process that when I get there.
Yeah. You gotta give them the phone, let them FaceTime them and all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
it's a
man, and
whole
yeah, like you
thing.
said, the invitations, like, and I'm, so fairly newly single that like, people haven't even started. Not to say that you won't give me an invitation or somebody won't give me an invitation, but people haven't even really like, I don't even have a reliable place that I think I'm going to or whatever. I don't really have any idea of that
Yeah.
as of yet because nobody's are really planning and thinking about the holidays as of yet. Man,
Yeah, see, that's the thing, man. Because when you're single, you don't even think of the holiday. For example, I have the last couple years, I've actually made sure I really try to feel a real Christmassy spirit at my house
mhm.
because most of the time I don't have my kids on Christmas. I have them, but I have them Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is always like a real thing with my friends, and we like and their kid. We all started having kids at the same time, so there's 4 boys, 4 girls, all within what 10 years, 8 kids, 10 years. So we are all right there together. So that's fine. And I appreciate that. But like Christmas don't mean like what's Christmas morning? It's just another
With
morning.
nobody here.
Yeah, it's just another morning.
Man, and everybody else in the world, it isn't just a normal morning. So that when you talk about thinking about feeling all alone at that point in time, like everywhere else you go, all the businesses are closing early. You drive down your street, everybody got family over, so the whole street is filled with street parking. Like it's and you're just I'm in the same house I was on Christmas Eve. I was in the same house I'm going to be on, the day after Christmas.
Hmm.
Ain't nobody bought me nothing, so I guess I'm
Yeah.
watching football. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, or
when
excuse
the
me, basketball
kids
game.
when the kids come over and then they finally get their Christmas, like
Yeah,
that's just the
yeah.
way it goes. But I do want to ask you something because you have mentioned something multiple times that I guess I never even really thought about since you left out of the family dynamic. I heard you keep saying stepmom. I personally don't. That's just wasn't my thing. And honestly, I think it took almost 2 years before my current child's mother met my oldest children. 2 years of me actually talking to her. But I see that you keep saying that. Is that something that you like? All right, I really want to have this family dynamic. So this is something I'm actively searching out for, or is it something that all right, I'm just thinking so far in the future because
So
you
I
don't.
do, man. I love love, man. I think there are three things that matter in this world: ideas, love, and art. Ideas are what separate us from every other thing in the world. Everything that we've ever seen in this world was an idea first. So clothes you wear, the podcast, the flag behind you, the fraternity, all of these things were ideas before they were actual thing. Love is the only thing that conquers fear. It moves things. It started wars. It's built things. It's it's the real connectivity between us as people. Then it's the most powerful emotion. And I think art matters because that's the only thing that people create when they love. Like when you think about architecture, people created out of it. They loved building so much that they wanted to create beautiful buildings. When you think about shoes, when you think about whatever it is, like people create art when they love. And so because I value love so much, I want to give love. I want to be in love. I want to be loved. Like I want all those things very, very badly. And so when I find the woman that I want to, do life with, because I don't think I believe I was meant to do life by myself. So I want to do life with someone. I want to do the mundanity of life with. I want to find TV shows to watch and snacks that we like and go to Trader Joe's. You know what I'm saying? And just experience new things together. And I want my kids to see what a household looks like where the dad loves the mom in a healthy
Right.
way and the mom loves the dad in a healthy way. And, so they can grow up and understand what life is like. So they won't go through the same types of things that I went through. So, yeah,
So
absolutely.
how do you do that when you're also not getting not see this is where the tricky part comes, right? When we're not getting outside, but I know you don't want nobody around your kids.
Yeah.
So
It's
like that's the hard part, right? That's the tricky.
So it's different dating at, 39 as a single dad of two kids. It's different, man. It's more than about this. As we knew, man, we at one point in time it was just about going out, being fly and being handsome, right? Like, the rest of the things were going to work themselves out at some point in time. And
They still
so
do. I
they
just
still
brush them.
do.
I just brush them off. That's the thing. You
Yeah, they
we
still
learn the
do.
power of no
Yes, yes, yes. I don't have any issue getting attention when I step outside the
when you
building.
want to. Right.
Yeah, but like, what do I do with all this attention? I don't have time to I don't have time or the want to do the small talk and the things about getting to know you. What's your favorite color and what movie you like and what's your sense of humor? Will you get my memes? Like, you
Huh?
don't know my stuff. Oh God. Oh, that shit
But
is
yet you
so
but yet you want love though. You gotta go through all that to
you
get
do?
there. And it's
You
like
do?
man, just give me my kids and my house and just let me be. Like, oh my gosh, like it's so much. It's so much that has to come about it. It's a
I
whole life
agree.
transition.
I agree. I think more and more about the miracle it is for people to find each other, to love each other and want to do life with each other now, like, because there's so many options and then there's so many triggers, there's so many turnoffs, there's so many, things, reasons for you to not do it with someone. And so to find someone that you want to do it with is like it's a miracle,
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. And then to find someone that you want to do it with and they like your kids and want to be stepmen, stepmoms and want to, really invest in that part of your life. Love your kids the way you love your kids.
Mhm.
You know, no, ain't too young, ain't too old. Eh, like the things that you like or willing to concede to like some of the things that you like, and you're willing to do the thing. want to live close to you because we live in the DMV. So somebody lives in Bethesda, we don't have no shot. I'm not coming to Bethesda. So yeah.
Yeah. So and it's just straight. It's like that's why it's that transition out of the house because now it's getting back outside don't even feel right. Because outside doesn't lead to happiness because the happiness is all within the house. But that house is now empty. Like it's
Did
tough.
we do this episode to depress people or what?
No, no, no. But I mean, it's the like because we're saying that we didn't even really talk about this beforehand, but we're saying we go through the same because it happens. It happens, and I think what the reason why we have this conversation is so people realize that one, they're not the only people that's going through this type of thing,
Yeah,
and for
yeah.
two, is maybe for some knowledge for people who don't may have a dad or may have seen some dad that seen him out, not really realizing that what that really looks like. Niggas really could be depressed. Like
Facts.
you might see him like, oh, he's out. Nah, nah. But
Having
when
a
you go
time of
back
his life. No, that nigga's
until
in trauma. Yeah,
until you
that
go
nigga's
back
hurt.
home, right? Until you go back home to that empty house. Like I can be out till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. If I know I'm gonna have my kids there in the next one, I'm fine. But me, I
Yeah.
don't even want to be at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. For what? For
For
what?
what? For what? For what? If you like, if a woman can't, if the homies can't, if friends can't, like, just recognize that, like, the place that I'm at in life, and just, all I really want is just some good vibes, some good people to be, because I want good vibes. Like, you can bring them around your kids, like, and I'm talking about homies, I'm talking about whatever, right? Like, yo, I love group parenting. I love like going places with
Mm-hmm.
other moms, other dads, other whatever, so we can just be in the same space and let our kids play and have fun, and so forth and so on. So like, just being with people that you can do that with. You can go out to the bar every now and then, you can go work out with every now and then, you can talk and have therapy with your friends. You can have a game night, you can have some drinks with, or smoke some cigars with, or go play golf with, or whatever the case may be. It's like, having that is so valuable. And another thing I wanted to mention is that, like, trying to get people that are struggling in their relationships. Now, when I counsel people that are struggling in their relationships, like, a lot of men, they focus on the things that they are unhappy with in their relationships. And not to say that they should not try to resolve
Mm-hmm.
those issues. Of course they should. But like, thinking that as soon as you leave, that everything is gonna be okay. Nah, it's not gonna be okay.
Yo, it's worse. Like you know what? And it's so crazy how like I got a homeboy that would say all the time, like I helped really save what he was going through because of the advice that I would give him, right? But at the same time, my ass sitting here in the house by myself.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but I tell them like, yo, like you don't want this life. You do not want you like. I understand you don't want to be unhappy and all that. Like, but man, you don't want that life. I want fellas to really think about what it means to not be in that house anymore. What it means to like, one day your son's going to be throwing the football with somebody else because you can't be there. You're not home. He's coming home from school. He lives with mom. Do you want that shit? Like, can you handle that? Like, can you handle the fact of, your son or your daughter's acting wild and all the crazy, and all you can do is FaceTime them if they decide they really want to talk? Like, because if like, can you deal with that? Can you handle not seeing every day the people that tell you every day, I love you? The people that when things are going wrong, the people that get on your nerves the most, they get on your nerves because you love them, right? But they can bring the quickest joy to your face when you're having that bad day. You can't have that anymore. That is gone. You're leaving all of that. You're not just leaving this woman, you're leaving all of that behind. And so if you can do all of that and put all that on the table and say, I still need to walk out the door, then that's fine. Walk out the door. But until you
Yeah.
really think about all of that, man, don't just give up on things that easily. And that goes for men and women because you give up on things so easily, you don't realize how hard this shit is doing by yourself.
Man, you said a mouthful there, man. It's I saw some advice today, like, yo, we should really try to approach things with love. And I think if you approach things with love, you communicate a lot better, you give people a lot more grace, and you're able to solve a lot of problems. But, a lot of times when you're in those relationships, you're really hyper focused on all of the things because all of the things have so much resentment built up behind them that are keep pushing you forward. Like you were really angry about some shit she said to you, 2 weeks from now, or two
Hmm.
weeks earlier, or 6 months, or 2 years earlier, and you think this is just, the thing that is really pushing it down the line, and all of a sudden find yourself arguing over something so stupid. And of course, it's the principle, and you may be right. You may be right. That person may not be the right person for you. That is a fact, right? You may
Hmm.
not be able to stay in that relationship, but it doesn't just go away as soon as you exit. It just doesn't go away. Like nothing is going to be able to fill some of those voids of even just like it would be annoying going to the grocery store with her from time to time. But like now, I would love somebody that just wanted to just go to the grocery store with. Like, yeah, I don't want shit. We don't gotta be having sex. We don't gotta be drinking. We don't gotta be smoking. I just want to like, yo, let's go take a walk. Like, let's go, let's go to a drive-in movie, or let's go to just randomly go to IKEA and look at stuff, like not even buy nothing. Like that's just let's watch this show together. Well, you laugh at the same things I laugh at. Like that's just feeling connected in that way, like, and then feeling connected within your family dynamic too. Like it's just something that you just don't get once you leave, man. And you got to leave all that on the table. And no, if we don't have conversations like this, which is why I wanted to do it. If we don't have these conversations, people, like you said, think that they are alone. They think that or they just don't know. They just don't contemplate these things before they
Hmm.
break up their home. Like they just don't think about it. So
Yeah, and also I will say one other thing. If you are in a position where you feel like you have to become that single dad and get out of the house, get out the house. Don't put yourself in a position, or don't stay long enough in an unhappy space where you end up doing something stupid,
sure.
because doing something stupid is going to make just being that single dad can become even worse, because you never know what that stupid actions that you did may affect her and how she acts and treats you. So if you really do feel as though you have to become this and you cannot take this anymore, you need to really think about and strategize your way out of that situation. Do not do anything stupid. It ain't no point of you, well, I'm just staying for the kids, but I'm be getting these other holes on the side. Do not do that. Don't
Get
do it.
out of there.
Don't do it. And so if that, just think about it that way, because also you're getting them holes on the side going to get you out the house anyway. Anyway.
I think not only that, like, don't do nothing stupid. Like, yo, you're really just punishing yourself. You're really just prolonging. If it's inevitable that you've already decided, like, yo, I cannot do this anymore. I've worked through everything that I could work through. Like, yo, you're really just punishing yourself because you stayed in it. You spent more time. You got more depressed. You got more angry. You got more resentful. You got more away from the man that you once were, and the man that you
Hmm.
admired, and the man that you thought that you wanted to be, for something that you knew was going to fail 3 years before, or 5 years before, or before you had the second kid, or before you had the fifth kid, or whatever it is you knew before you got there. And now you're just not only on top of all of the things that or feelings that you already feel, you're going to feel stupid. You're going to feel like, why did I do this any longer than I had to? You're gonna beat yourself up about that.
Yeah, but it's, if you can stay in that house, if you can fight it out, if you can stick it out, I suggest you stay that family dad as long as you can. Cause I don't even like to call myself a single dad. Cause I mean, I have, their moms are very much there. Like,
Yeah,
it ain't like I got them all day, every day. And it's just me, and I got to call my mom if I got to go to the grocery store or something like that.
right,
It
right,
ain't one of those situations. I damn sure single in this house.
right,
And
right.
nobody
When they
ain't
with me, they
nobody
with
in this
me.
house. Yep. When they with me,
Yeah.
they with me. It ain't no, now also it ain't no dropping them off I'm gonna drop you off at your aunt house. I'm not one of them dads. I'm not the
Yeah.
dad that, there are times where they spent the night at grandma's house because grandma wants them
Yeah.
to, right? But I am not the, hey, it's dad's weekend, which really means you're picking up to grandma and the rest of the
Yeah,
family,
nah.
and dad out. Nah. When it's me
Ooh,
and them, it's me and them, and we're
yes,
going everywhere together. And and
exactly.
and so that's the other part. Like when it's literally everywhere together. You got to think about like, hey man, that little trip to the store. You really going to want to
Got to
be taking
pack
your
ahead of
kids
time.
with them?
Gotta have diapers, gotta have change of clothes, gotta have, man, how they gonna act? Are they gonna behave when we get here? Have they had their nap yet?
Yeah.
Man, yeah,
You
yeah,
you
yeah.
you doing all this timing by yourself. You're changing the diapers
Yeah,
by yourself.
yeah.
And and that was crazy. I know when men say stuff like this, women say we do it all the time. You're right. And y'all complain, y'all don't like it. We don't like it either. Y'all might not complain, but I'm here complaining. Too bad. Like
Also,
it should.
also, and they do complain. That's
They
one,
do.
but
They do.
also,
They do.
I'm handling other responsibilities. It wasn't that we were in the house together and I was just sitting on my thumbs. No,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
working or paying bills or taking garbage out or cutting grass or saving or planning
Hmm.
this or budgeting for this, or I was doing all of these other things. Do you want to switch? Like, would you like to have switch roles? But also, I wanted to say, actually, to circle back around there, I came in hot from that. As you can see, that triggered me a little bit,
It happens
but
all the time, man.
yeah, what I did want to say though is like, man, when you're having these issues with your in your relationships, like, yo, your responsibility is to work on your relationship through working on you, right? Like that doesn't mean that you
Hmm.
got to be a bitch. That doesn't mean that you got to concede everything. That doesn't mean that you got to do anything and everything that that person says. But like ways to be better as men just help us be better as men, right? Like like ways to, if you work harder at your job, you get promotions. If you ask tougher questions to your woman, or really try to get down to the bottom of something, you really are about conflict resolution and finding solutions and meeting her with love and this, that, and the other, and she refuses to do the same, then your answer is clear that you got to get out of there. But if you aren't doing that, you can't use, your toxic behavior as a cop out. You can't use
Yeah,
all of that because you will give up all of the things that we just said. So like you got to continue to work on yourself with everything that you do. 'Cause we don't advocate. Yeah, it's called Just My Baby Daddy, but we don't advocate part-time dads. We don't
no,
advocate. No,
no,
no, we not
no,
y'all, man. We don't do that. So don't come listen to this and think it's okay for you to take a
no.
scapegoat.
You don't want, and you also don't come and think that you like the baby daddy thing. I am a baby daddy. It wasn't my choice. So, in closing, what advice would you give to someone that is newly transitioning into being a single dad?
So I would say, yo, don't be afraid to communicate all of it, right? Like maybe not all of it to everyone at all times, but yo,
Yeah.
if you've done a good enough job of cultivating your friend group, your family, your so forth and so on, is somebody in there that will help. Sometimes strangers. There's somebody out there that will help you. There's somebody out there that is going through the same things that you're going through. And even if they haven't, they have empathy for you and they will help you get to wherever it is that you want to get to. So, like, what I did when I first got out of a relationship is I made a vulnerable Facebook post because I didn't really know who I could talk to, who cared enough to, and you feel that way. Like nobody cares about my problems; they got problems of their own. But when I put it out there, AJ was one of the people that reached out to me. There are a couple other frat bros. There's a couple other people, and they were just like, "Yo, sorry to hear that. Yo, what can I do to help?" Or here's who I know, and here's a babysitter, some events that you can go to, like all of those types of things. And you never know that unless you have those vulnerable conversations with people. Being afraid to communicate where you're at, that's the type of stuff that make people commit suicide. That's the type of people who go to problem drinking. That's the type of people that make people go and have risky sexual behaviors and are become belligerent and do just crash out. Like you can't deal with it all on your own and you don't have to. So communicate what you need to somebody.
Yeah, I agree with that 1,000%. 1,000%. And to add to that, I would also say keep in mind your end goal of what you really want. Because you're in this in the moment, It's going to seem like everything's impossible. It's going to seem like you're missing everything. It's going to seem like it is the absolute end of the world you not being with your kids. One, you gotta breathe and tell yourself it will be okay. I'm saying I gotta tell myself this shit. I'm telling you,
I'm
I
talking
have
to
to
myself.
tell myself. You gotta take a breath and tell yourself it's gonna be okay. That your physical presence in the house doesn't determine your value as a parent. You got to make sure you tell yourself that no matter what, the love is always going to be there. That never goes anywhere. No matter if you're in the house or the kids decide they move to London tomorrow. So if you're newly just getting out of that situation, you feel like I don't know what to do without my family anymore. Just plan and position yourself that one day everything's going to come together. You can't just look and focus on everything that's negative that's going to come out of it. Think of it as, hey, I take this free time, like you said, doing something productive. Well, I'm gonna be productive so that when the time comes when my kids are 18, or when the time comes when something may happen, my kids got to come to me. We're set. We're
Mhm.
ready. I don't want to be sitting here moping around, just crying to myself or just down on my luck. Like I can't do that because what is that? What example is I setting for my kids by doing
I'm gonna
that?
mess my kids up worse.
You know what I mean? Like I can't do that. I gotta push forward. I can't let my circumstances that I'm in now determine what my future's gonna look like. I can't let my circumstances that I have now let me lose track of the overall vision of, I'm here for my children. I'm here to provide a better life for them any way I can. And if the situation means I gotta be out the house for now, I'm be out the house for now. But I'm still gonna make sure I'm there at all times. So you gotta just keep telling yourself that like you matter, you're important, value is not diminished. You're always going to be there, and your kids are always going to know you're going to be there. Like that's what I would say to a dad that's going through that situation. That's what I even tell myself. And the thing
That
is,
was
when
that was that was excellent. That was excellent, brother.
the,
That was
the problem is, I don't listen to that shit myself. I be in this motherfucker. I be in here like, oh God, my babies. Where are my babies? You can't go nowhere. Come back. God damn it.
yeah.
Don't you be taking my babies nowhere?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's you gotta, man, it's hard though. It's hard.
But I don't even want to be encouraged, fellas, man. Be encouraged. Like, yo, what AJ said was absolutely right. Like, if you intend to be a good father, you intend to be a good man, if you intend to be a good husband at some point in time, do the things that allow you to get closer to that goal. Spend all your time doing those things, and you will get closer to that goal. And your kids, the people who you do it for, will see it. They
Yeah.
will see it, and then they live so good that strangers will see it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They recognize. It's
Yeah.
never it's no it's no bad in you moving closer to being the man that you wanted to be, the father that you wanted to be, and the husband that you wanted to be. There's nothing bad that can come of that.
Man, I got nothing to say after that. That is a perfect way to close right there. I appreciate you being on.
Yo, I appreciate the invite.
Can't move my mouse. That was good.
We might go viral on that one, babe. It was vulnerable. They think men don't have
Episode of Just My Baby Daddy podcast. I know you liked what you saw. So what I need for you to do is go back and look at past episodes. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share our YouTube page, Just My Baby Daddy Podcast. And you can follow us on all social media at Just My Baby Daddy Pod.